Four members of a suspected serial robbery crew are now in jail, arrested last night by Violent Crimes Division detectives. They were found with thousands of dollars in cash, narcotics, and guns. Detectives were responding to a market robbery on Foster Avenue and were able to quickly identify the suspect's vehicle. In the car, though, they recovered a shotgun, fentanyl, and more than $15,000 in cash. Three of the suspects are charged with 1 count each of aggravated robbery, and additional charges are expected.